Hi, Shantae Jennings here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss how you can use your Google account to pretty much run your business and stay organized. Here, and I'm going to show you how to do that, all the pieces of your Google account here. We're going to start with the master to-do list. Now, everybody keeps lists and to-dos differently. I myself use a paper planner as the initial place in a journal to store all of my information. You may do something differently, but I'm going to share my process, which is get all my to dos, ideas, put them in a master to do list. I have a journal for that, but I also have a log here electronically because most of the time I may have my journal, which is a small little notebook in my purse, but I always have my phone with my Google Keep notes, and any idea that comes or pops up, I can stick it here. And then from here, I can move it to the to-do list that's in my Google account or to my paper one. I'll I want to say that the paper one starts with organizing me at my desk. Because I have a notebook and a planner that sits on my desk, everything that comes straight out of my head goes to that paper planner. I think more clearly and freely when I'm writing than when I'm typing on. It just doesn't work the same. That's why I still work with analog. A lot of people have are comfortable, but you choose what works for you. For me, it's paper and pen to start, and from there I moved to this calendar, which I have is at a year at a glance. Everything doesn't go on here. It's pretty much things I'm following closely, like a program I'm in or things I'm launching, webinars, any things like that, and personal things that are non-negotiable. We're in the end of the year, so these 3 months they have quite a few things that I need to add to that. So I would be adding them here first, and they would be coming off my master to-do list. I would be adding them here. Most likely the non-negotiable personal stuff has already been added, like birthdays and events and stuff, that's already been added. It's only the things that pop up as the quarters go by, like the challenge that was happening in September. Didn't happen. It's going to be moved into October. And the waiting list that I may move that later in that month. But these things have all been kind of mapped up throughout the year. And this is like the big event that's supposed to be scheduled. So after I do the master to-do list on paper, I come here next. And this calendar was made from a template somebody gave me. I wish I remember who. And I just save it. It's like using Excel. But I use this and it's inside of my Google account. So again, back to the master to-do list. I go from there. From paper, my notes when I'm on the fly, I use my Google Keep notes, move things to this master to-do list, and from there, things are added to my calendar. As you can see, I'm a fan of color blocking. The color blocking is also kind of time blocking. Now, I have personal things on this calendar, but this isn't really my calendar. It's a sample I made up to kind of show you what actually is on my calendar because I didn't want to be blocking things out and have to hide things. So I just made a sample from this calendar I have. I have this time in the morning blocked off for personal development things. Here, I have time blocked out for prospecting. This is a general category, but things like, your marketing, networking, things where you're making connections with people to be possible prospects. Those activities, and I made it a darker green. Clients, that's a color code where I do all my client work or anything to do with clients on 2 days. And you notice I'm not doing it all throughout the week because it's not necessary. Whether you have a lot or a little, if you organize yourself by time batching, which I do, I find it easier for myself to block out certain times of the week to work on client work. And that way I have the rest of the week to do the things in my operations that moves my business forward. The social media stuff, the training, networking, and then these other pieces. You can do that as well in your calendar. So you would start with your master to-do list. And the master to-do list may not be these things. These are things that I do no matter what is on a master to-do list. These other things here I have added based on some to-dos. And then from there, you could actually, if you like using Google Tasks and it's simple, I usually advise this to people that really want to keep it simple. You can just add the tasks here. Add a task for everything: content creation, networking, and have a little detailed description. When you create a task, it gives you a title, you get the details, you get the date and time. I like that you can make it a repeat. So something like content creation that gets done regularly, you can make a repeat out of that. You can also make a favorite. Is that something that's going to happen all the time that you need to keep an eye on? You make it a favorite. But this allows you, the other thing about this is it allows you to, again, keep it super simple. Content creation, you see that down here. It's just taking up this space here. Now, what you could also do is when you make an event over here, you could just make it all day. And when you make it all day, it'll be at the top of it'll stay at the top. It won't be, see how I had this here? So a lot of people like doing that for things that they regularly do, but they don't have a particular time. And that's one way to keep yourself organized. If you want to do the top 3 of your day, you can just put them on your master to-do list and prioritize them each day. On my paper planner, I have my top 3, and then I have written in some other tasks that I would like to get done. But in the end, my day is successful if I get those top 3. And even if I don't, any of those I don't get done, they get moved to the next day. Those other tasks are secondary, and I treat them as such, because the quickest way to not getting anything done is actually treating all that master to-do list as a serious list to work on. You really got to look at what is priority, what's going to move my business forward. It's not all those 10 tasks that you have on there. It's maybe a few. Something that's going to make a sale, something that's going to get a client, those type of actions. And there's usually not 10 of them. So we put those at the focus, and I put those on the written. And I usually color code on my planners because I have a personal planner and a business, but I have some other stuff on them too. Like I break down the categories. So I like to color code. That's not necessary. To keep it simple, you would do something really simple like this. Just block out what you need to do. And honestly, you don't have to go this in depth with the color coding, because let's say you work during the day. You don't have any time but maybe from 5 to 7. You could actually just use themes like admin on Monday and Tuesday, networking and marketing could be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and just use a total theme to determine what you're going to work on. Oh, goodness, I can't spell marketing. And you create that time block, and it's not going to be on Sunday. It's going to be on Monday. Yeah, you create a theme for it. I usually, my regular calendar looks like this. I have this theme for it, and if I'm doing some recording, I'll add a Google Meet if it's a client appointment. But it repeats weekly on Monday, then this is what I do. And it could look like that. Well, it was not supposed to be in the morning. It was supposed to be in the evening. Let's go back and look at that. Oh, I said all day. So, okay, let's get out of there and make it 6 o'clock in the evening. to maybe like 8:30. And that's your appointment with that's the time you've got blocked out. When I first started my business, that worked the best for me. I took one day to do admin, and I had 2 days to do marketing and sales, and I had another day to do, I think, networking, where I went out and, connected with people. And I did everything client stuff. All that was all on Saturday and Sunday. But you just got to be really flexible with your schedule. What will work for you? I had to try out a lot of different things to see what would really work for my schedule. I was catching a train, an hour and a half ride both ways. So I had a lot of time in the morning before I went to work. So what did I do? Something that wasn't going to take a lot from me. I would answer emails from clients. If clients sent me things, I would answer emails up here. All these days, I would just answer emails. And then when I got home, I could still focus on the ride home. Usually the ride home, I would just kind of relax because that was a long day. And then when I would get home and focus on whatever that work was that given day. Marketing. At first, I used to spend my time doing all kinds of different things. And I realized that wasn't really helping me. I needed the structure of having an assigned day, and that worked well for me. So I kept doing it. Even now I use themes. Even though I don't have my calendar laid out with just the evenings, I can spend more time in the day. I don't spend more time on my business than I did before. At first I did, but I do not. After I transitioned, I did not. I spent maybe every day, but now I don't even need to, because working smarter, not harder, is the goal. And by being intentional with what you focus on, you'll be able to do that. So how do we implement these other tools over here in Google Workspace? For one thing, the notes, as I said before, on the fly, you come up with ideas and things you need to do, drop them in Google Keep. Now, as you can see, Google Keep allows you to do quite a bit of things. You can make it bigger and then just work in it, which I almost never do. Or you can just use it on this tab on the side. I love that it has at least Google Keep, tasks, and contacts over here. Because for the most part, if you're using Google as your business hub, that's all you really need. Clients ask me about using task management tools like Asana and ClickUp and Trello. I absolutely do use those. But I've also worked with clients that get overwhelmed by all those tools. So I tell them, start where you are, what you have. Most people have either Microsoft Office or Google Workspace. Both of those ecosystems have everything you need to manage just about everything you need to manage your business, but definitely everything you can, need to run operations. So from there, that's how I started. Paper or electronic master to-do list, using your calendar here, using your note and your tasks, if you want to keep it simple. Next video, we're going to talk about making it a teeny bit more complicated, but being able to automate some things as if using a task management tool in a coaching business. So join me then.